What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim's Sports Talk. We have another Monday Night Football recap, and we thought it was going to be a barn burner, but man, did this actually turn out to be a really fun game to watch. Came right down to the wire. You have Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Giants, and the final score ended up being 25-23 against a 5-2 versus a 1-6, and you have a 2-point game. Wow, what a game that was. And it was amazing, too, because the 1-6 team had a 14-6 lead going into halftime. So you were like, what in the world is going on with Tampa Bay? They were seeming to move the ball a little bit, but they couldn't punch it into the end zone. And also they had a costly fumble that actually led to the first touchdown. And it was Ronald Jones. He caught the ball, got punched out right away, and it sucks. What's up, Dominic? How's it going? How do the Red Wolves? Oh, you changed your name again? I love Trash Can Dan. How's it going, man? Awesome. But yeah, so you had a field goal right out the gate from Tampa Bay. You had then a punt, the fumble, then the touchdown, as I just said. The touchdown was a beautiful throw to Dion Lewis by Daniel Jones. Put it right over the defender. Only the receiver could catch it, and it was a perfect throw for Daniel Jones. Very good. A few punts later, and darn it, if Giants don't drive right down the field, and they get a touchdown from Wayne Gallman. And in the first half, the offensive line for the Giants actually were playing really well. They were giving Wayne Gallman some holes to run through, which really helped Daniel Jones in the first half. So it's surprising because you had the number one run defense in Tampa Bay against a beat-up, terrible O-line, and the run game was really working for the Giants in the first half. But then Daniel Jones showed up in the second half. Okay, right out the gate in the first drive of the second half, you had a terrible decision by Daniel Jones. Okay, off balance, and also he had a guy wide open actually on the left side. Instead, he turns back to the right, and then he gets hit as he throws, and then it just never even got close to the receiver. Easy interception. And you had Darius Slayton on the left side, wide open, screaming downfield. Very, very unfortunate miss for Daniel Jones. That led to a Tampa Bay field goal, so you had a 14-9 lead. You had a punt, and then you had another touchdown drive, the first touchdown drive, I should say, by Tampa Bay. And, it was a Rob Gronkowski. He was actually tipped at the line, and Gronk still found a way, and then they punched it out. But they said, nope, he had it long enough. That's a touchdown. No need to contain. It's fine. And then they also went for two because it was 15-14 there. They failed the 2-point conversion. All right. Hey, Giants keep it down there. They're stay in it. They get another field goal. So now they're all of a sudden up 17-15. And it's like, okay, what's going on here? Can they actually upset the number one team according to PFF? They force a punt the next drive. They got a nice sack on Tom Brady. All of a sudden they have the ball with the lead going into the fourth quarter. Daniel Jones again, intercepted, and then basically the exact same way. Under pressure, gets hit, underthrows, horrible play. Daniel, you have moments where you look really, really good, and then you have other moments you're like, what are you doing? It's, Brett Favre-like, but not Brett Favre. So that leads to another touchdown for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, which was a nice throw to Mike Evans. Reached out into the corner of the end zone, similar to the throw made by Daniel Jones to Dion Lewis. It was a very similar throw here, except it was even a nicer catch because it wasn't quite as accurate as Daniel Jones's was. So good for them. So they go up 22-17. Unfortunately, this is not where Daniel Jones answers because they allow the Tampa Bay to get one more field goal, and that put them up 25-17. So here comes Daniel Jones on the final drive, about three and a half minutes to go. You're down 8. You need a touchdown. Man, was this a final drive. It was a 13-play drive, 70 yards, that finished with a touchdown. You had 2 fourth down completions, 1 4th and 5, which was incredible how he got. He got flushed out of the pocket. He was completely under duress. Ends up making a throw just like he threw the interceptions earlier. So if you hated it then, you got to hate it now. But this time, it somehow finds its way to Darius Slayton, who was actually short of the line to gain and ran backwards and then finds a way to get the first down. Unbelievable play. Very cool to watch. So that was the first down. Then you had a 2nd 15 after a penalty where he runs for the first down. So not only is he throwing, he's running for first downs in this final drive. That led to the 2-minute warning. Gets sacked after the 2-minute warning on the second play. So now it's 3rd and 16. You had an incomplete pass. So now you have a 4th and 16. Again, he gets out of the pocket, but this time he finds a wide open Sterling Shepard deep downfield for the first down for 20 yards. Gets it enough for the first down. Excuse me. 3 plays later, floats it up in the back of the end zone, finds Golden Tate, touchdown, down 25-23. They come out for the 2-point conversion. They do this shift thing, and Tampa Bay's like, we don't like it. Timeout. Call timeout. All right, they reset, and unfortunately, right after that great drive by Daniel Jones, bad Daniel Jones comes out again, and he throws a completely bad, inaccurate pass. He actually may have had, I believe it was Dion Lewis, on the final 2-point conversion. I think he had him open, but unfortunately he threw it too far to the inside, and the defender didn't even need to look back to get his arm to hit it. If he would have thrown it outside towards the pylon, we might be going into overtime right now, 25-25, with a 5-2 and 1-6 team. But that's not how it ends. We end with the Giants now at 1-7, and Tampa Bay moves to 6-2, ahead of the Saints in their division. And it was cool that actually that last touchdown to Mike Evans right now puts Tom Brady as the all-time leader in touchdowns, according to the announcer. So good for Tom Brady. But hey, we're going to see both of them compete with, with Drew Brees and Tom Brady, who will finally end their career with the most touchdowns. That'll be the race we will be watching. But let's get into your comments. How's it going, guys? Yep, hail to the Redskins. I know. I could recognize your voice, or your voice. Yeah, in your chat, I can recognize your voice. No, I can recognize your picture. Anthony Jones, I believe, has 35 turnovers in 20 games. I know he fumbles a whole heck of a lot, and then he had two more interceptions today. Not good. Dominic Montano, Giants look competitive. It's going to be a hard game next week to win. Yes, their defense is actually really solid. Their defense played really strong today. And you had a couple of questionable calls. First of all, Logan Ryan gets hurt. He actually hurts himself. I don't think it was too permanent or anything. I think it'll be okay. But he hurt himself trying to follow the rules of getting his head out of the way, leading with his shoulder, and then he ends up like kind of giving himself a stinger on that hit. So trying to follow the rules to not hurt the the offensive player, the defender gets hurt. Then like a couple plays later, the Cameron Brate clearly leads with his helmet at the tight end onto the defender. The defender's just there, and then it ends up helmet to helmet contact, but the defense gets called instead of the offense. Very questionable call there, but I don't think that this would necessarily have won it for the Giants, but it was sucked to see for the most part. But on the last Jones almost threw 2 picks. Hey, fair enough. He wasn't perfect on that final drive, but it's the same things that drive you crazy when they mess up. He gets you down the field with those same plays. So if he can get a little bit more, understand where the ball needs to go a little bit more. The guy has the intangibles, as Mel Kiper likes to say, the intangibles, and he has the intangibles to play quarterback in this league. Do you think we can beat the Giants? The Giants are going to be tough. What's up, Good Hit Bostic? Giants are going to be tough. We can beat the Giants. We definitely can, but it's not going to be an easy road. There's no doubt about it. Jones threw that pass late to Lewis for the 2-point conversion. Yeah, late. But even if, of course, if he threw it a little bit earlier, that would have been nice. But even if he threw it right when he threw it, if he threw it to the outside, because unfortunately he threw it inside, even if he threw it right when he threw it, perfect, the same timing, if he got it to the outside, he still may have been able to complete that pass. How to the Red Wolves? Are you happy the Giants loss? Yes, of course. We want to try to win this division. We needed them to lose. All of a sudden, they're trying to look like they're going to beat one of the best teams in the NFL. What the heck is going on, man? All right, what we can only hope is they're going to be beat up. They're on a short week. We're on a bye week. We need to come out. Ron Rivera, I need to go look at Ron Rivera, how he does. I'll set that up for Skins in the Game to find out how does Ron Rivera handle bye weeks. What's his record coming out of bye weeks there for Carolina? Excuse me. All right, let's go look at some team stats, shall we? Tampa Bay 4 for 12 from third down. Giants 4 for 11, right there together. But they were both perfect on fourth down. You had a 1 for 1 for Tampa Bay and 2 for 2, which both came on that final drive for the Giants. Total plays was basically the same, 66 to 69. Time of possession, right there, 30 minutes, 10 seconds, 29 minutes, and 50 seconds. Very, very tight game. But what loses you games is this turnovers. 2 turnovers for the Giants, 1 turnover for the Buccaneers, and all 3 turnovers turned into points for the opposing team. So those were critical. And then you also had 7 penalties for 73 yards for the Giants, 3 penalties, 20 yards for the Bucs. That helps too. If you can keep those penalties down, those help your chances. Neither team ran the ball particularly well. Actually, the Giants outran Tampa Bay, which is kind of surprising considering they had Wayne Gallman and Dion Lewis compared to Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette on the other side. So good for the Giants defense. You only had 81 yards rushing for Tampa Bay, 101 for the Giants. Let's go ahead and look at the box scores. 25 for 41, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks for Daniel Jones. Also took 3 sacks. Tom Brady, 28 for 40, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 sacks for 16 yards. So neither quarterback really had a great day, but no turnovers for Tom Brady. That will win you the football games. 2 turnovers, really killer for the young Daniel Jones. Wayne Gallman had 12 carries, 44 yards. I bet he had like 8 carries, 30 yards in the first half. Like they were actually running the ball pretty well, but the Tampa Bay defense ended up showing up by the end of it. Mike Evans, 5 catches, 55 yards, 1 touchdown. Sterling Shepard was the leading receiver for the Giants, 8 catches, 74 yards. Very interesting. How are the Red Wolves? We actually have an advantage of the Giants because we just got off our bye week and the Giants actually lost a day because of the play on Monday night. Correct. If Giants get a top 3 pick, they're moving on from Jones. I don't know. I don't know if you move on from Jones yet. Do you really move on for Jones? He shows flashes. That's the thing. He shows flashes of, like, he knows what he's doing. And he has, as Mel Kiper would say, the intangibles to play. Do you move on when you have one of the worst offensive lines in football? You lost your best weapon in Saquon Barkley. You lost Sterling Shepard for a few games. Darius Slayton's been banged up. I don't know, man. Do you really move on from a quarterback that you drafted number 6 when you put him in this situation? Especially when he's shown some, in my opinion, shown some things that makes you think that he can be good in this league. Just, I don't know. I don't know. Flashes can't overcome 35 turnovers in 20 games. Yeah, I would. I'm not saying he's Peyton Manning by any stretch, but he threw 25 picks in his first season. That's a lot of picks. And this is Daniel Jones, only his second season, right? Yeah, this is only Daniel Jones' second season. I don't know. Well, Giants fans were done with Eli Manning early, too. You can't trust Giants fans. They want winning now immediately. If you suck for one game, they want you out of the city. I hope they keep Trash Can Dan. No, we have Trash Can Dan and Daniel Snyder. That's who we got. Anyway, I'm sure everybody here was here last night. Guys, as soon as Spoiled AFib Gaming came in talking about his bad power outage or whatever, no connection, my internet took a nosedive. And I couldn't do anything. And I have no service around here, so I couldn't even do anything with my phone, make a comment or blah, blah, blah. I was all of a sudden in the middle of nowhere with no internet connection. I went and tried to reset my modem. My modem wasn't having it. It wasn't coming back on. I don't know if Comcast is who I have. I don't know if they were doing some update last night. But all of a sudden, we were completely toast with no Comcast internet. It was bad. Yeah, the winds were strong as heck. I was wondering what happened. Yeah, it sucks, dude. I had 9 viewers last night. We're having fun, chatting it up, enjoying it and everything, and I was having fun. But all of a sudden, I was in shambles. Couldn't do nothing. James Dolan, the York is greater than the York family. I don't even know if I know who the York family is. Who the heck is the York family? Billionaire businesswoman. Apparently via 49ers enterprise. Oh, they're on the 49ers? What are you talking about? I don't even know who they are. Who's the York family? Man, Ronald Jones really struggled today. 7 carries, 23 yards. They actually gave Fournette the bulk of the carries. 15 carries, 42 yards. That's still not, trailblazing by any stretch of the imagination. That's only around 3.5 yards a carry. Good defense by the Giants on the run game. Jensen. I don't even know who Jensen is. Who's Jensen? They said Jensen fumbled. Let's see here. Oh, Ryan Jensen, the center. Okay, so the center. I don't remember this play. Oh, are they saying that the fumble? Oh, they call that bad snap a fumble? I do remember that play now, where he barely missed Mike Evans. Interesting. So they actually called that a fumble by Jensen, the center, and a recovery for Tom Brady. Okay, I didn't realize that's how they kept the stat on a bad snap. They actually do call it a fumble. Interesting. Very interesting. I guess that makes sense. I just wouldn't have thought that as a fumble. It's a bad snap. It's a different thing. What else do I have here in my notes? Yeah, pretty much went over everything, I guess. Where's Chris? Lol. Yeah, he'll have some wild things to say. I don't know where Chris is. I think Chris showed up late last night too, and then that's when my connection went down. Dude, guys, I finally won my 4 fantasy. What's up, Robert Ford? Welcome to the channel. Oh wait, I think I've seen you in the Redskins page. One of the Redskins pages I'm on. I don't think that's your name on the Facebook page. I'm not gonna question that. But Danny March of Dimes. He ran away. Anyway, welcome to the channel. I don't know if you've hung out here before, but welcome to the channel. Thanks for hanging out. I recognize your picture from the Facebook group. Danny March of Dimes. Is there anything else to add here? Pretty much went over it. Pierre-Paul's still doing it against the Giants. He got a sack tonight. Jason Pierre-Paul. He's got 5.5 sacks on the season. That's not bad for... How old is he? 31? It's not too bad. Wonder what we're going to do before the trade deadline. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting if we make any moves at all. I don't really think we have any players that people are really interested in. So I don't know if we're going to be able to offload anybody other than Kerrigan, but somebody's going to really have to, blow our socks off to get rid of Kerrigan. Maybe we would have been able to hand off Landon Collins, but not now with the Achilles injury, right? So Seahawks were in talks for Ryan Anderson. Hey, anything we get for Ryan Anderson's a plus. For sure. And then if we can somehow make a move, we probably won't make a move on Dwayne Haskins. That's probably going to be, if we trade Dwayne Haskins, that's probably going to be prior to the draft, because that's when teams are going to be the most desperate to try to get a young quarterback for the future. So I don't think we're going to make a move there. I still can't believe the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls under John Mara as owner. Hey man, when you hire a Manning, good things happen. Haskins to Steelers for a 4th round. Yeah, I mean, I can see that happening, but I don't see that happening until draft day. Because no team is really going to make a trade for a young quarterback, because you don't know where the young quarterbacks are going to go. You know, because Miami needed to make a trade for Josh Rosen once, most of the other quarterbacks were off the board. So they finally decided, okay, we'll go ahead and make this trade for a 3rd round. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to trade for Josh Rosen instead of drafting Dwayne Haskins, but I really wanted to get Drew Lock. That was my number 1. But I was more interested in trading a 3rd to get Dwayne than, trading a 3rd to get Rosen and then keeping the 1st and 2nd, and then that. But then again, we wouldn't have Terry McLaurin if that's what we did. So I guess I can't complain too much. But I just wish we got Drew Lock instead. Well, the Steelers know where they're going to draft. Well, yeah, they're going to be late, but they don't know who's going to be there. Lamar Jackson was late round draft. Aaron Rodgers was pick number 21 or 17 or something. They were late. They could be that could be easily within range for them to make a trade to go up and get a young quarterback. If they're pick number 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, anywhere in there, they're going to be able to get. They could potentially trade up and get a young quarterback if they like one of them that fell to a late round. Yeah, let's get Arch Manning. Yeah, hire a Manning, and maybe that's how you get past bad ownership. For sure. Hey, if they can somehow get us past Daniel Snyder's ownership, that would be a huge blessing. Juju is a free agent after the season. I think he can help out. I would love to sign Juju. I think Juju is actually a pretty darn good receiver. They're just crowded over there in the Steelers right now, man. Crowded. What did Juju do on Sunday? Also, yeah, shoot. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he did nothing against that. No, he had 7 catches, 67 yards against a really tough Ravens secondary. Those 3 corners they have are absolutely ridiculous. So to have 7 catches, 67 yards, that's not bad at all. I wouldn't say that yet. Big Ben could get injured at any moment. Yeah, Big Ben getting hurt would be a problem for the Steelers. There's no doubt about it. Obviously, they need Big Ben to be Super Bowl contenders, but they still are not going to get an early round pick. And even at 7-0, even if Big Ben got hurt next week, I think they could at least win 2-3 more games with their backup to then get into the playoffs. So you're at least looking at a higher than 18 pick, because there's 2 extra playoff teams. So you're looking at a higher than 18 pick no matter what. Juju had a couple of good catches. Yeah, I like Juju. He's had a couple of good seasons. I think he got hurt a little bit last year, if I remember, but he's not been bad at all for the Steelers, and I would really like him. Yeah, Big Ben looked like he hurt his elbow on a sack yesterday. I don't remember that. I watched a lot of that game, but I don't remember that particular play. He still finished the game, though. 21 for 32, 182 yards and 2 tugs. They definitely didn't get a lot on offense. That pick 6 was critical. Yeah, interception touchdown by Robert Spillane for them. Pretty crazy. Yeah, today I only have 2 viewers, and I'm going to have fine internet all night. Last night we had 9 viewers, and I'm freaking cut out on my internet. That's how my life goes, guys. I heard talks about trading for Harrison Smith from the Vikings for us. Harrison Smith's not coming here. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind he's not coming here. How is the Daniel Snyder's fault that we've been cursed? How is this Daniel Snyder's fault that we've been cursed? Because he sucks. Because he paid $1 billion for Albert Hainsworth. He paid $1 billion for every big name free agent that was over the hill. He traded away the house for RG3 because he wanted his new toy. He made us draft Dwayne Haskins, even though all the coaching staff and all the football people didn't want him. But hey, Dan Snyder wants him, so let's go get Dwayne Haskins. He's been an absolute disaster for the last 20 plus years. That's why it's Daniel Snyder's fault. Not to mention he's made the stadium crap. He's made the fan experience crap. He charges out the gills for everything. I mean, he's just not a good owner whatsoever. So he's not even a fan favorite, like making the fan experience fun. He's not making the product on the field fun to watch, and he's just overall an absolute a-hole of a dude. Everybody except for one person that I met on a construction site has had negative things to say if you met Dan Snyder. Yeah, he moved heaven and earth for RG3 when we could have gotten Wilson late in the draft. And yes, the stadium sucks from personal experience, and he is just a drunk. Yeah, I have no idea about his drinking, but the rest of it, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, and I've been to the stadium many, many, many times. Yeah, I mean, like a stadium's not something that really makes or breaks it for me. I mean, we could have the same stadium if we were winning Super Bowls. I'm fine with the stadium, but it's not a fan experience worth going to. That's for sure. You know, it's not some beautiful stadium. It's not some like any other real fun entertainment or anything like that. It's pretty garbage stadium. But yeah, where's everybody tonight, man? We don't have Spoiled. We don't have Chris. We don't have uh, Mitch Wasmus. We don't have him. We don't have Mike Pryor. We don't have any of you. What's going on? We just have Hal to the Red Bulls and Anthony Johnson. Thanks you two for showing up. Appreciate it. After games, waiting on him so we can finish putting his windows back. He is always drunk. That's all he does when he is there is drink. I don't feel like losing for the next 30 years. Yeah, who are you telling? I hope that we can come back. But we're in it right now. Week 9, we have these Giants. The 1-7 Giants versus the 2-5 Skins. Kyle Allen, can he lead us to a victory against this Giants team? This Giants team, man, they're not bad. They're not a bad team at all. They only lost the Giants by 4. They only lost the Steelers by 10. They got smoked by the Niners. They only lost to the Rams by 8. Only lost to Dallas when they had Dak for most of the game by 3. They beat us. They only lost to the Eagles by 1, and they only lost to the Tampa Bay by 2. So they've only been blown out in one game, and then the Steelers game being in within 10 was not bad. I think we still win 28-17. It's going to be hard to score 28 points against this Giants defense. That's going to be huge. If we find a way to put up 28 points against this Giants defense, we're really doing something because this Giants defense is no joke. This Giants defense is really, really good. Wouldn't that be interesting, Red Wolves, if somehow COVID could make our situation better? Wouldn't that be interesting? If the 49ers practice squad can put up 36, I know we can put up 28 looking at Ron's track record in the second half of the season. The offense plays much better. That's interesting. I don't know about Ron Rivera's second half of the season offensive numbers. That's interesting stat to look up. But I know it was a lot of injuries to 49ers, but the 49ers were still not bad. And also, they have a fantastic offensive mind in Kyle Shanahan. I know he's had his problems in the past, but he knows how to design an offense. So, getting smoked by the Niners was not a bad... it sucks. You don't want to get smoked by anybody, but it's not a surprising stat to me. Did they lose? Yeah, they lost to Seattle. So they're sitting at 4-4 right now. Somehow the Eagles beat them. That was unfortunate. Yeah, that would have been huge if the Eagles could have lost to the Niners. That was a real blow. For us, for the Eagles stealing that one, you know. Miami's a really interesting team. I really like Brian Flores as a head coach right now. Tua didn't even do that great, but still beat a tough Rams team 28-17 with 3 turnovers. They had 3 turnovers and they had 3 defense or special teams touchdowns. Touchdown. Fumble return touchdown. Punt return touchdown. Where's the other one? Is it a kickoff return touchdown? I swear I saw Miami's defense on ESPN have 3 defensive touchdowns. What do they have on offense? No, they ran one in and Tua threw one. Okay, so never mind. Yeah, Nick Mullins just gave the Eagles the game. The same dude who put up 300 passing yards on the Giants. Tough. Dolphins defense and special teams is the reason why they won. Yeah, exactly. I see that. I thought they had 3 defensive touchdowns, but it was only 2. But they did have 3 turnovers, which was big. No, they had 4 turnovers. I lied. Back-to-back drives, too. Holy... Good God, look at this. Rams interception. The very next drive, they punt on a 3-and-out for a touchdown. The very next drive, they have negative 15 yards in 2 plays, and it's a fumble return for a touchdown. What in the world? And they were on the... How did that happen? What the what? Jakeem Grant ran for a touchdown. How did they get on the Miami 7? So somehow... Oh, no. Okay, I'm reading it backwards. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, so the Dolphins fumbled, putting it on their own, 7-yard line. But then the Rams give it right back with a fumble. 78-yard fumble return by Andrew Van Ginkel. That's a name. For a 78-yard fumble return. Then the next drive they allowed a punt return for a touchdown. And then they allow interception. That's nuts. And then the very next drive they get the ball back and they fumble. Oh my God, what a horrific first half. Oh my, 4 drives in a row. You have a fumble, a punt return touchdown, interception, and a fumble. You can't get much worse than that. That's nuts. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Jalen Ramsey made a mistake signing that extension with the Rams. Should have came to us in the offseason. Easier division, and you would be with Fuller on the other side of you. I mean, it's hard to say he made a mistake when he's on a 5-3 team when we're, 2-5? Hard to say he made a mistake. That's funny. But all right, guys. It was fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, Anthony, and How to the Redskins. The true OGs of the channel. Always remember you guys for sure. Thanks. But yeah, I got to do something real quick for work before I go to bed. And then I got to be up in like 3.5 hours for work or something like that. 4 hours, I don't know. Depends if I want to get up and eat something or if I want to roll out of bed and get to work. But appreciate you guys, and until next time.